Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Nature Diaries. So we're following on from our last episode. We're still in Hampshire, it's still the same day. But we've just arrived at Rockford Common. So we're going to give it a little look around, explore it a bit. And apparently there's a sign here that says there's lots of mushrooms and things. So we're going to go and find some.
So we're on a lovely little path here, and again we're in a niche forest, so it's nice to be surrounded by trees. We've got oak trees, beech trees, sweet chestnut, holly, cherry trees. So there's lots and lots of mixed woodland, which is great for wildlife. So sometimes we get in the habit of just having plantations or monocultures, where here we've got a vast array of different trees. Just so happen there's a steep hill too. We've come out the trees and we've come onto the common now. And as you can expect, in the clues in the name, this land's been used for commoners for as long as I can recall or know about. But the New Forest is quite famous for its ponies and also commoners grazing cattle and so on. We have quite a lot of ponies all around us, some behind us as well. Laura's filming them so she'll get some better shots. And we also have some cattle in the distance as well. So again, it's about that different uses and different stakeholders within our national parks. There are some benefits for nature, but there are also some conflicts and disadvantages as well. So like all nature conservation across the world, you know, we do have to consider different stakeholders, and I'm looking because I've just seen a green woodpecker fly across in the distance as well, which is amazing. So there's still wildlife here, and obviously there's benefits for conservation grazing. Just depends on the scale and the level it's done and at what expense. Just a little side note about some of the conflicts. We just had a dog walker and she's got the dog off her lead, and no matter how much you think you know your dog, it's just safer and better to keep it on a lead when there's any livestock. Otherwise we just create that conflict between landowners and people using the land and enjoying nature, so it costs nothing just to put a lead on. Again, even the most well-behaved dogs can be unpredictable near livestock, but also the livestock can be unpredictable near the dogs as well. So do us all a favour and just pop it on the lead.
So we haven't got time to explore the entire common today because we need to find us some lunch somewhere. But just walking around the common after being in that woodland, you can see how they really differ. And also, there's not really as much wildlife here. We've obviously got a lot of grazing stock like cows and ponies. But when it comes to wildlife, like birds and mammals and things like that, we've not really seen anything. But it is autumn. And it's cooling down. It's still not cold though. It's quite mild for this time of year. So I would think maybe in the warmer months of the year you'd probably have a bit more luck finding some reptiles. And Stu said he might think that maybe hares might live here. It's very vast.
So like Laura said, guys, this place is really, really vast, and you can see behind me just the expanse of open land. Because of that, we're quite exposed to the wind, and obviously animals need to think that as well. So within the bracken and the scrubs and this heaven is probably lots of small mammals. This has been reflected by some of the birds of prey we've seen. So we've seen a few buzzards flying over, and I should imagine at night you might get some of the nocturnal mammals coming out. You might get deer in the area, and you might also get owls foraging over the area as well. But one thing I will say is this is the New Forest and in this particular patch there's not too much forest, and then again it goes back to the UK sort of lacking in tree cover. So the UK only has around 13% tree cover, and at its richest in forest it was around 75%.
There's Stu trying to work out what kind of poo's on the floor.
So I've just mentioned in this area you'd probably find deer, and I've just noticed where some of the deer have been browsing on some of the shrubs around there and some of the lower trees, and then we just come across some feces as well. So this looks like roe deer feces. So deer are actually ruminants, so they regurgitate their food and swallow it again like cattle do. So there's very little matter within the fecal pellets, but they do have this tethered end on the end here, and we can tell by the size of it and where it's left, we're pretty sure that this is roe deer feces. The stags, or the males, leave it in a pile around this time of year, perhaps to advertise their presence, where the does are a bit more scattered, and these were scattered, so we think that this is roe deer doe pellets or feces.
We just saw a massive hornet, and I like hornets, they scare me. But they're an impressive bug, impressive insect. I really don't want to get on the wrong side of one. Had a lovely walk around the common, and while it's a bit windy, it has been beautiful. We thought we were getting charged by a cow just now, but it turns out it was just getting a run up a hill. So she went into livestock protection mode, health and safety mode. Anyway, so we're heading back to the car park now, which is just up here, and we're gonna go and find us some lunch somewhere. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Nature Diaries. Make sure to comment to let us know that you're here, and make sure you're subscribed too. We'll see you in the next video.